Hello and welcome once again. This is our 7th episode. So, we are just waiting for an amazing guest to join in. But in the meantime, I want all of you to get joined up very quickly and even invite all your guests to be with us today for the amazing live session. I want few more people to join in. Let's see how many of them. So, wasn't this week really challenging? There were a lot of ups and downs coming up. And very importantly, did you get vaccinated? And if yes, then it's really a good job. If no, please hurry up. Run to the vaccination point and get yourself vaccinated. We all need to stay safe. These are challenging times, but it will go away. It's not going to remain the same always. Right. So we need to always stay positive. So every Sundays we are coming up with a concept, with a series that is Chase Your Dreams. Dreams, dreams and dreams. We all have dreams, isn't it? But how many of us really achieve it? That's a big question. From a day one series, we had with us General Major Vikram Dogra, who had told us the qualities which is necessary to complete our dreams. Perseverance. Yes. We will wait for few more people to join in. I'm talking about how can we achieve our dreams. Dreams are really the manifestation of the mind. Yes, welcome Mayur. Can see you, good to see you. It was last week which we met last. And now once again, I just keep on dabbling with the time. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Yes, welcome Mahendra. Good to see you. I hope all your studies are going well. Yes, good evening. KK Bhatt ji joined us. Good evening, welcome. I'm waiting. We will have an amazing guest with us today who will be joining us in a few time from now. I was just discussing about dreams. Have you all achieved your dreams? Because a series of conversation of the talk shows in which we are inviting our special guests, they come in and they speak about their dreams and they also tell us the ways how we can achieve those dreams. They are already achievers. They have already reached that pinnacle. So, what could be a better way than just to know from them about their dreams? Making a pathway to reach the dream, to reach the target, should be the main motive of everyone. We might get a lot of, the journey might be a roller coaster, but that doesn't mean we will give it up. So the achievers who come here and they share their stories with us, I don't think each one of them had a smoother life. I don't think everyone was born with a golden spoon. They all had made their way to what they have achieved in this situation today. They really know what and how to achieve the dreams. Dreams cannot be fulfilled without your perseverance, without your dedication, and without your focus. So if you are focused to do something, if you have the perseverance, the patience to do it, then surely one day you will achieve it. Yes, welcome Ankush. Welcome Rohan. So good to see all of you. Hope this week Wow, that's great, Ankush. Defense aspirant. Wow. This is really a very, very good field which you have selected, and the best way to serve the nation is to be in the defense, to be a frontline warrior rather. Of course, everyone is doing their bit, but in the defense, they are the ones who are actually protecting and shielding us to make us dream about our future. So, all the best, Ankush, to you. You will surely excel in your dreams, and I hope that is your dream and you were not forced by anyone to be in the defense. If that is, then you really need to think a lot. But if it is a call from inside, from within, then surely it is the right choice. So, Ankush, you need to really think before jumping into, because you are going to be the voice of the nation right now. You are a defense aspirant, so that is the voice of a nation. So you really need to take a decision, is it the call from within? Because sometimes what happens right now, 2 times cleared NDA examination but not cleared SS. Okay, very great. Good. NDA examination cleared. That is a great achievement. SSB is little tricky, especially the psychological part. When you go for the psychological training, there you are really, you have a lot of stages for this examination, and especially the psychological training part, it becomes a little difficult. So you need to make your mind very strong. It's not about language, it's not about a particular subject, it's about your interest. Right. I'm just waiting for our guests to join in. I don't know. Can't see him though. Just a second. Spoken English is a major problem. No, don't worry about spoken English, Ankush. You just need to communicate. English will not be affecting your SSB progress. You can speak. That is very important. Yes, of course, we can help you out with that. That doesn't matter because you're doing such a great job. I really don't think there should be any obstacle in that. Nobody can stop you. Spoken English, you should not face that much problem. Keep on reading newspapers. If you do that, I think you can just keep on reading storybooks, newspapers. But if you want it in a hurry, if you really want, time is very, very short or less, if you feel like that the time is very short and you want to learn very quickly about your spoken English, then you need to keep on speaking continuously. Just a second, our guest is facing some difficulty. I'll just guide him. Yes. So, like for talking about myself, also, I was not that very good and apt in technology, but in course of time, I learned there were many a times I was facing a lot of challenges with the technology. But I thought instead of cribbing about anything, it's better that I come up and find out the solution on my own. Just a second, I'm actually guiding our guest today. He's having some problem because I have two accounts. One is my personal account, and this is my official account. That is wherein I just put on posting about my achievements a little bit. So I need to guide our guest. See, that is what I was telling, that we are all learning. One minute, just a second. Yeah. We are all learning right now. Even technology has a lot of, difficulties, challenges, but we should never give up. If we give up and we say that, no, I cannot, I cannot pick up all these new things, what was the old and the traditional one, that was more ethnic. So you just need, I'm just actually typing, doing multitasking today because I need to guide my guest. Yes. We have right now. So I was just dabbling with my phone, my laptop, and so that is what I was telling you all, guys. Just a second, I'll just adjust it because I had to go back to my WhatsApp messages to guide our guest. And right now I can see him. So hello Avijit, wait just a second, I will add you right now. Yeah, I can see you now. Yes, perfect. Hello Meenakshi. I will add Avijit. Hello Meenakshi. Yes. Perfect. Can you hear me, Avijit?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes,
okay,
perfect.
okay.
This is perfect. But I want your camera. I can't see your full face. I can see the frames behind your face. Yeah. A little more.
Better?
Your face. Half of your face I can just see till the nose. Yeah, this is perfect. Because this
Can you
is
see now?
a little. Yeah, this is perfect. And even I can hear you properly. Can you hear me
Okay,
clearly?
yeah, I can. Yes, thank you.
Yes, perfect. I don't know, you might be traveling all through the Instagram, all my pages. I don't know wherever you went to. Did you go across all my pages or in Instagram, wherever there was Rachana? So I have
No,
two, three
I just
accounts.
came here.
Okay. So let me just quickly tell our guest today is a very, very soft spoken, creative genius all the way from Sydney. So, welcome Avijit Sarkar to our platform of CVMD, Caring Versatile Moms and Daughters. a platform which encourages mothers and daughters to outbox their talents and makes them live their dreams. This is actually a seventh episode of the series Chase Your Dreams. And we all know that dreams don't come true, they are true already, as said by Greg Leving. So, with this, I would just like to introduce our guest, Avijit Sarkar, to our audience who has joined in today. Of course, he needs no introduction. To the people who knows him, he is a stalwart in himself. But still, for my audience, I would just like to introduce him. A very humble way of introducing, I don't know, because he is a person who cannot be summed up in words, cannot be summed up in lines. His achievements are so much so that I can just finish telling anything. So I'll just try to say about Avijit little bit. Avijit Sarkar is a musician, composer, illustrator, cartoonist, writer, poet, puppeteer, philanthropist, mathematician, and a polymath from Sydney, Australia. He was awarded the Australian Day Award 2020 by the City Parramatta, Australia, for his contribution to arts and culture. In 2021, he was featured in the book titled Success Stories of Indo-Australians, a collection of 50 inspirational life stories. He has also been endorsed by the Australian Performing Rights Association as a music composer. He has written 2 books so far, and his other literary works have been published in many international anthologies. Avijit's designs, illustrations, and cartoons have appeared in numerous magazines and books across the world. He has recently published a collection of cartoons, The Coronavirus Files, as a Kindle book. In 2020, he was awarded the Golden Base Award, TSL, the Significant League, an international group of authors and poets, academics, publishers, and critics for his excellence in satire and humor. So Avijit, in 2021, he has completed 45 years on the stage as an entertainer and musician. He has appeared over 1,800 concerts, oh my God, 1,800, and has indulged in a huge variety of musical styles. I think the audience who are watching us may not have attended hardly a decade, 10 or probably something, 10, 12, and he has given us 1,800 concerts. So that's simply amazing. It's really, I just can't keep on counting. My maths is falling short. And as it is, I'm a literature student, so my calculation is very, very dull. So 1,800 sounds quite a lot to me. And has indulged in huge variety of musical styles. Avijit is the director of the Natraj Academy in Sydney that he established in 13 years ago to train and encourage new music talents in our communities. Today, all proceeds from its creative pursuits are donated to the medical research and charity in Australia. Wonderful. In a career spanning over 4 decades, Avijit has left footprint in every form of creativity in Australia. So he is the man who wears so many hats. So what can I say? This was just a small bit from whatever the reviews and collections which I got about Avijit all over. So Avijit, what have you been doing in this week? I know this week was a little challenging for you because I got that message lately about some problems. I don't know, but still you managed to be with us today, and I'm very happy for it. I was looking forward to meeting you personally and speaking something about you because I read quite a lot about you. So to know it from you, it was my dream. Again, chasing the dreams when we are talking about dreams. Our dreams we always need. So every day we keep on dreaming. So Avijit, we know that you have so many feathers in your cap. and you are an achiever in all the fields. So, Abhijit, my first question to you is that have you achieved your dreams? Or is there something else still remaining to be achieved?
Well, I think I live with a philosophy that although you always should dream and hope, I don't think all your dreams can ever be satisfied. You know, so there are many, I think, that are unsatisfied, which I have not achieved in life. I wish I can, but we'll see. Time will tell, I think.
Okay, so a man speaking, a man who is wearing so many hats, how can a man, we are all amazed with that, that already you have so many hats, and then too you are telling your dreams are unfulfilled. Where is the gap in between? What is still remaining in your life? Everything, every different genres you have captured and you have excelled, and you are a pioneer or probably a stalwart in that whichever field you went. So the dreams remaining, when you say, we are really awestruck about it, that we would really want to know deeper inside, but that I'll come to the second part. But first of all, again, let me know from you that what have you been doing throughout the week? Was there anything new which you composed or probably written, or was very busy with other work?
No, at the moment in Sydney, there is a severe lockdown, as you know. So most of the activities outside have stopped. So it's good in a way, because when you are confined in your home, you tend to do more. You know. So yes, I've been writing a little bit, drawing a bit of, doing some illustrations, cartooning, and I'm composing music actually at the moment for a particular poet. Hope to get them recorded. Wow. Hopefully, yes. Doing a few things here and there.
Okay, yeah, lockdown. Talking about the lockdown. Yeah, that is really disturbing, the negativity. Yes, of course, every negativity has a positive side, rightly said, Avijit. We all know that this pandemic has many negativity, but I know your coronavirus files, how you have brought out the humor in the negative side. So that is really amazing. People always keeps on cribbing about their achievements, about the everything has been shut down, locked down. But here you find something humorous about. I just was overhearing some of your interviews about the flattened belly and the flat. What was that phrase which was there in that? I just
Flattening
forgot. I can't remember. Yes, the curve.
Yes.
Yeah, that cartoon was really very nice. So it somehow, I was thinking that it was it representing me to some extent, because right now sitting at home I have, they can't put on that curve, that which Avijit has done in that cartoon. So that was really, I don't know our audience is understanding or not. So if we could show, if you have that cartoon with us, our audience would really make out with that what curve I was talking about in your cartoon. So if you have it there with you right now.
I don't have that particular cartoon, but in short, it's when the pandemic goes forth, they talk about flattening the curve of the pandemic itself, the spread of the pandemic. That's the curve they are trying to flatten. But when you are at home, you see, you because of procrastination and not being active, people develop other kinds of curves around, you see. So the cartoon depicts a wife telling the husband, sitting there drinking beer with a huge belly, and the wife says that it's time to flatten the other curve. You see, that was what the cartoon was about. So yes, there is always a bit of humor. You can always find a bit of humor in the most dire situations, I think, if you look for it.
So Avijit, actually the cartoon for in our house will be the opposite. Husband standing and wife looking. So right. My husband has got thinner in the other way, and so I was just pondering and thinking and just, changing the places, swapping the place of your cartoon. So it's really humorous, yes. So talking about humor, yes, in every negative situation, which we know, every
Every single day we come up, we open the news channel, and it's only about that. Everywhere, mobile news. I have actually stopped everything. I just listen to music. Those are the ones which I just go through, or read some good books, because news always disturbs me, because somewhere or the other, and even so you need, and you have found out a best way, the humorous way of looking at and this coronavirus files. So I would request our audience that it is available in the Kindle books. Please do go through it, and if you like it, please put a good review about it, because I feel it's really very much needed nowadays to look at the humor point, because we all are now moving towards that negative turn, depression, stress, burden. So we all need to have a lighter mood about it, which Avijit
Mhm.
has very nicely presented in Corona Files. So Avijit, I always do that with my guests. I don't know if my guests like it or not. So taking you back to your time across, I have read about your history a little bit. Throughout the week, I was actually looking and reading about you a lot. So I got to know that your childhood days were very much full of struggle, and I remember reading about your mother telling you that you started drawing before you started even speaking at the age of 3, or so that was what you had taken up. And from Calcutta to Ahmedabad, I just want that boy Abhijit who was there in Calcutta from India. Right now, you are in Sydney. So, the journey, I want to tell my audience, remember, we are doing the series Chase Our Dreams, and Avijit is going to tell us about his dreams. So, we are taking him back a little bit. When he was a small boy, young boy, what was your dream at that time? Probably at the age of 3, 4. Had you any dreams in your mind that you will come back to Sydney and you will be all wearing all these hats in your head? Have you ever dreamed at that time?
No, nothing at all, nothing like that. As you said, when I was very young, we are from very financially poor family, and there was no dream. It was every day was a struggle, I think, for my parents, and so you just grow up dreaming about nothing really in that situation. And you start, or I started having my dreams or aspirations or hope later on in life. But I moved from Calcutta. I was born in Calcutta, but I moved from there at a very young age. By the time I was 5 years old, my parents shifted to Ahmedabad. So that's where I grew up. That's where my education was. Most of the dreams in a person are sometimes driven by education. So when you start educating yourself, or you study, your the sense of rationality then comes in, and rationality sometimes drives your dreams. So that's how it works, I think, for most people. So by the time I was young, I was in school. There were many dreams, in the sense I always saw my parents in music, and I always thought I wish I could be good in music like they are. My mother was fantastic. She was a classical singer, and my father too was a musician. So I used to think that, look, I want to be something like that, or I want to at least learn music and stuff like that. So you start dreaming at that age. When you see sometimes you see your parents and you dream you want to be them. Sometimes you look outside your life and start dreaming, but the dreams come more as you grow older, as you grow up.
Yeah, Avijit, but I'm little bit confused right now, because the generation right now, Avijit, because I'm a professor and I teach students. If I ask my students in the class, their dreams are all decided. Even I too, talking about my childhood days, I too never had a dream. Everyone was my role model, whomever I saw. If I saw a good author, I want to be an author. If I saw a good army man, I want to be an army man. If I saw a good teacher, I want to be a teacher. So every day the dreams is to change. But nowadays, the present generation, the youngsters, you just ask them, what do you want to be? They'll
Yeah.
say, I want to be a pilot, I want to be this, and they go veterinary doctor, or they are so much clear about their dreams.
Yes.
What is actually, is there any age for dreaming, Avijit? Because I want to know it from you, and even our audience would love to know that dreams, what is the right age? As you said, when you start educating yourself, that's the time when you start dreaming. Can dreams be only after getting education, or probably after your teenage level, that those are the dreams which we should
No,
focus
I
on,
think
or the dreams?
the
Yeah,
dreams
yeah.
start, at least for me or many of my age, in your school days. That's when it started for us.
Mm,
You see, nowadays there is a lot of exposure to the world. So you have a lot of exposure. The youngsters have a lot of information at their fingertips. They know that if they want to be a pilot, then they know exactly what is needed to be a pilot. When I was growing up, if I wanted to be a pilot, I had no information. I just wanted to fly a plane.
correct.
You see that there is a huge difference between generations now. They can decide exactly because they have precise information about what they want to do. In our time, I don't think we had anything. You just look at something or somebody, you look at a film actor and say, yeah, I want to be a film actor, or stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it was irrational in our times,
Yeah.
some of the dreams, yeah.
Yeah, true. Very true. Very. I too agree with that. Yeah, this is the point. The technology and everything has become so available for the kids that they can go through it. So,
Yes.
talking about your dreams now, coming back to your dreams. So, you started dreaming like any other one, by looking at your parents that you will be a musician, and which you, of course, are. We all know that there is no more this thing about it. But there were different other fields which you achieved. Was that also in your dreams, or was it forced to you, or it came just because your friends wanted you to be there? Because there was an incident which you said that your friends pushed you into the college thing. We know that you are a little shy personality, and very sober, very humble, and so you always needed your friends to be there. So in the college forum also, you were forced to sing, and then probably, is it something like that? We want to know it from you. Or was it
Well,
your own initiative that, yeah, it's my dream, so I will accomplish it?
no, well, I think we are talking about two things here. One is what is the genotype thing, and one is the phenotype thing. So you have the genotype is what you have within yourself. You're born with certain qualities, certain skills, and the phenotype factor is what is your environment. So I think the dreams are built in a person based on these two things. There is this inner urge for skills you're born with. For me, I think I was born more as a painter than a musician. So that I had this feeling in me that I want to paint, I want to draw all the time. I didn't have that for music, mind you, but for painting I did have. So that was my genotype factor. But the phenotype factor is that my parents were musicians. Of course, I must be having some kind of genotype factor, but the environment was very good for me in music, and therefore I started learning from them. I saw them perform on stage or do concerts, and I wanted to be. So that's how those dreams were formed. My dreams about painting, I didn't need anything. It just came from me. It just from a very young age, I wanted to paint and draw and stuff. So it's a very hard thing to describe, but I think these two factors matter in molding your dreams.
Perfect, perfect. So, yeah, that is very true. The genotype and the phenotype, which you said, it's very, very important, and this makes a man move ahead. When we talk about the dreams, how do we achieve it? It's because it's there in our blood somewhere, because that also affects a lot. That it's in your
Yes.
genes. I don't know
Yes.
about science much, so I will not put in
Mm.
science. So it's there in us somewhere. So somehow or the other, it will come out in us, where how much we try to cover it, we cannot, because it's there in our blood, and it
Yes.
will show up. And that is how I think that is also a part of a dream, to include it. Now,
Yes.
talking about, you have talked about the painting and the art, and especially your mother, that I read about that. So if you could, anything you remember, what did you scribble on those when you were a 3-year child? Could you share with us? because your mother used to say that when you were just 3 years, you were drawing a lot of things. So what were those lot of things? Like, was it
I,
about nature? Was it about
it's,
human life? Because I know that you give lot of importance to reality drawings. So what was that in the as a 3-year-old child? What did you? What was the things which you
well,
drew?
I used to draw a lot of animals, and I remember, and that's my mom told me that I used to draw a lot of animals and human beings all over the floor. So my parents didn't have the money to buy me paper or proper, but in our times in Calcutta, there used to be concrete floors. This is going back in the 50s. And so I used to just have a chalk and used to draw mostly animals and humans across the room. I used to sit down and draw all the time, which is quite strange, but it's true. That's how it was.
The slate and chalk, which we call it, the slate pencil, the
Straight and
white
chalk.
one. Yeah, so that we used
Hmm.
to use that. And
Yes,
write, whenever we used to scribble, our parents used to give us that slate and chalk. Take
yes,
this,
yes.
don't waste
And
papers.
draw.
So, because
Yes,
there you can keep on rubbing and drawing,
that's
again
right.
rub, again draw. So, reuse and re-waste. So,
Yes.
that was a thing which was there in our times also. So, we use that and for drawing a lot. Yeah, yes. Coming back to that, that was two dreams which we saw, which we fulfilled it as a musician and as drawing. So right now, you are, a person who has achieved as a writer, author, and how did this become possible? Was that also your dream, or probably, as you said, when you were getting educated? That time, how did you come into that field? Actually, I wanted to ask that how did writing and composing come to your mind, or how did you get attracted to those fields too? Because you were an artist and coming to writing as an author, how did that strike you, and when did it happen?
It happened, I think, when I started reading a lot. This was
Yes.
must be in. So I read a lot, starting from year eight, from when I was studying in school, year eight onwards. I started reading a lot. I hardly even read my school books. I just used to read other stuff, English literature and mostly fiction. So that's how I started getting interested in literature. I never knew that I would write one day. I never thought I would till I was in year 12 when I saw a play, a Bengali play. It was directed, I think, written and directed by Utpal Dutt, the actor. And I saw a Bengali play called Rater Othiti. And I remember I was in year 12, and I translated that into English, the entire play, uh, just out of interest. And I thought that I could do it. And I think one of my friends or teachers, I can't remember, the person read the play, and they said they were quite impressed. They said it's pretty good, actually. It was the original play. I just translated it. So that's how I started, I think, writing, and I realized that I could write. But then writing, like any other thing, you have to perfect it over the years. You keep on writing constantly. Like if you want to do music, you can't say I won't touch music for 6 months. It just doesn't happen. So you have to be in touch. You have to keep on writing, keep on drawing, keep on doing music. Otherwise, you'll never better yourself. But one thing is certain: I never dreamt about being a writer, or in fact being a professional musician. Never dreamt. I wanted to learn music, which I did from my mother and then from other teachers. But getting onto the stage was just accidental for me. Same thing for writing. I never thought or dreamt about being a writer. I just tried writing and I thought it was okay. So that's how it happened. So those dreams, now I have dreams of writing more, or writing more novels or my memoirs or stuff like that. That's how it happened for me. Yeah.
Yeah, we know that dreams never allow us to sleep. So dreams are the ones which always keeps us awake. So as rightly said, now the dreams are there. So there is no particular age about dreaming. That is what I want to know from our guests also always. That does the dream stop at a particular age when we have achieved so many, the wearing after so many hats that we stop dreaming? No, dream never stops. Dream all is always there. Dream
Yes,
even
yes,
after achieving, we can always keep on dreaming.
yeah,
So dream will never make us sleep. Once we finish dreaming, our life is also finished.
yeah,
Till the time we are awake, we always have the dreams of doing something, and this keeps us alive. That gives the momentum to the life. So very nicely said, and thank
yes.
you for sharing that little bit with us about your writer and your poetry. Now coming back to the poems which you have composed. So could you just tell us that poetry composition and music composition, is it the same, the matter, the content, the lyrics which you get when you are singing, is that somewhat related to be, or you need to be a poet first and then you can be a lyrics writer? So if you could please explain it more with that.
Do you mean writing a song or
Yeah,
because yeah,
lyrics are for the song
lyrics or
and
the
the
song? Yeah,
poem writer.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a
yes,
different.
yes, yes. Well,
So
you have to be essentially you have to be a poet first, obviously. You have to have the essence of poetry in you before you start writing. And poetries are so many different kinds. You know, if you look at Hindi poetry, you can write a geet, you can write nazm, you can write a ghazal, and so on. So there are different, but essentially, first of all, you have to aspire to be a poet and then get into. There are poets who write only songs or specialize in writing songs. There are poets who write only ghazals and so on. So there are different poets. There are, and many poets write all kinds of stuff. So yes, to answer your question, yes, you need to be a poet first before you start um, writing a song. Writing a song is just a subset of being a poet. If that answers your question, yes.
yes, true. Okay, very good. That is what I was also thinking, that yes, you need to be a good poet first, and then that comes automatically to music. So coming to the music point of view, you have you have been dabbling with the different forms, genres of music also. As I
Mm-hmm.
read, actually, I'm talking about my knowledge, but I want my audience to know that you have been dabbling with different genres of music also. So,
Yes.
with fast music, classical music, rhythmic, then ghazals, nazm, and there are so many things which you have dabbled and excelled in that. And your performances, your concerts, as I already said, 1,800 concerts. It's really a huge number of concerts. People keep on thinking to do one concert, and here you have done 1,800 concerts. So, could you please tell us about your first concert and what was it like? I'm taking you really back in time. I don't
Yes.
know.
Yes.
So if you could
My
please
first,
share with
well,
us.
the first concert was, if you want to call it a concert, it was a talent evening in the college where I got selected and I sang with a full orchestra. So that's the first time I stepped on stage, and that was back in '76. So that's when that was
Wow.
my, if you, yeah. So that was my first
Yeah,
concert.
yeah, Avijit, yeah, I just want to cut you here. That what was
That's
that
all.
song which you
That
sang in that concert? So if you could
that
share
that
two lines with us.
yeah, that song was it was from a very old film. I sing old songs and I love them for their
Yeah,
melody and for and
we
and
all
for their
love old songs.
yes,
Old is
so,
gold.
yes, gold, truly gold in terms of poetry and music both. So the first song I
Yes.
remember I sang was there was a Devanand movie called Baat Ek Raat Ki, and the song was Na Tum Hame Jano Na Hum Tumhe Jane.
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
Hemant Kumar sang that.
Can you
So
sing? Can you sing two lines for us?
okay, I got my fortunately I have my harmonium here.
Oh, wow.
तुम हो जाने न हम तुम जाने मगर लगता है कुछ ऐसा मेरा गम मिल That was the song I sang back in
Wow.
'76, the very first song. Still remember the
And
song.
that became our Avijit right now. This song must be really the greatest, written in golden words that this song made
Yes,
what
yes,
Avijit is today. And this has made him the famous personality which we are meeting today. A lovely song. That is really lovely, Avijit. And thank you, gratitude from the bottom of my heart
excellent.
for singing it for us. And I know I actually, when I listen to musicians and songs, I just go into a different trance. And actually, this negativity, I feel that music and art gives positivity in all the negative vibrations. So,
Yes.
speaking about that, could you please throw some light that how can music and art bring about positivity? Of course, we know the fact, but how does it really affect ourselves and brings us to that happiness from that depression? I always keep on inspiring people that please sing, please write, please whenever people, because I'm a counselor too. I'm a motivational speaker and counselor, so I keep on counseling people that sing. I give them the platform. We have social media platform. I have that organization. I told you CVMD. So I keep bring singers and I tell them that sing. They tell me that Rachna di hame gana nahi aata hai. I said, Arey Baba, you know to sing, you love singing, just sing your heart out. Just sing as if no one is listening to you. You are singing for yourself to give peace to yourself. So I just want to know from you, since you are, that was my bit of advice. I want to know from you, how does music and art really brings us from the depression to this positive world? If you could just tell our audience that how
Mhm.
does it affect us?
Well, music always affects us, when music can make you laugh or cry, depending on the type of music or the song. And it has huge impact on people mentally. And I've seen when I've sung in private mahfils, I've done concerts, and I've seen tears in people's eyes uh, because the song was that sad. And and I've heard people laughing because it was a funny song. So music has an enormous impact, and it has been scientifically proven, by the way, that music does create an environment in the mind that can literally change a person's mood. In fact, there is, as you know, there is. I'm sure in India too, but out in Australia, you have courses called music therapy, and
Yes.
people actually run music sessions. So music definitely has a huge impact on. I think music has the maximum impact on the human mind, even more than art, as in painting, because music you visually see somebody singing, also hear, so that affects that has an enormous effect on you. Art also has. I mean, art I have not seen, but people have told me that colors have an effect on people. Different colors have effect on people. So when you see a brightly colored painting of nature, you feel nice about it. It's just the colors have an effect on you. That's what I've been told. So yes, to answer your question, it definitely has an enormous psychological effect. And I've seen sad people listening to music to brighten up their moods. I've known people who listen to music to get rid of the migraine. If they have a headache, they listen to music. Uh, in uh,
Yes.
in retirement homes for dementia patients, music is played regularly, and music and people who have forgotten a lot of things, an old song, suddenly some of the memories are revived in patients of dementia. So music definitely has some kind of effect on the human mind.
True. I think I read that article when there was a patient who was not speaking at all. He has gone to a coma. Then Kavita Krishnamurthy's song, that 1946 love story, I think, that was
Yes,
played. And this patient reacted. The doctors were surprised. The patient, who did not make any movement for months
yes,
together,
yes,
was moving by listening to that 1946 love story, which was played again and again, that song. And this is how, it also, I am the best example, rather, to say why to go back beyond the time. And about articles, even it affects me whenever I am stressed out with a lot of work. I just play some good music, and it really heals my soul, and I feel again rejuvenated. My family members tell me, what happened, Mama? You were so tired, and now again you're ready to take another session, because I have a lot of sessions back to back. So it becomes very difficult. Sometimes I get tired and worn out. My eyes doesn't, and nowadays we have the screen timing, and also the eyes gets worn out. And but then suddenly I just put a music, and then the smile which comes, and it exhalates my soul, and I really go to that different angle of positivity. I don't know how it happens and what is the science behind it, but it really has proven with me, and I'm the best example. So this is what I feel music does, and you have been healing many souls. So can you share any such experience which has been brought forth with you in your public life, or anything, as you already said, in your stage performances you have seen people crying, people laughing, and any other special occasions wherein you were called really, or something like that, if you could share?
well, I have had a few experiences. I do a lot of concerts for senior citizens here, and regularly, and I have personally seen the impact of music on senior citizens, and how music revives old memories. I have, for example, um, there was an elderly gentleman. He must be well late 70s, I would say, or early 80s. And I was singing a very old song, I think extremely old song. And he had a tear in his eye. And later on, he told me that, look, this song reminded me of someone going back 40, 50 years. And so this is what music does to you. Sometimes it just triggers of those memories, and you can actually see it on their faces. You can see them crying, you know. Uh, it is quite amazing, and it is also very satisfying to see that music has such an impact on people. Yes.
Yeah, true, very true. This is really a nice experience, and since you are in this field, you might have experienced a lot. Because I conduct sessions in the cancer homes and all. I take my team, my women people with me, and we do color therapy there. We just give them the colors and the drawing sheets, and we just ask them, and that gives a lot of different impetus to their thinking, this thing process, because they are into that negative thing. And even music for them in the cancer homes. So we are into the smile mission. We have been doing a lot of smile missions, spreading the smiles around. Now coming back, looking at your profile, which you had said, all the proceeds from your creative pursuits are donated to medical research and charity in Australia. So this is really superb work which you are doing, Avijit, and I really have gratitude from the bottom of my heart for that. Yeah, can you hear me, Avijit? I think we got a little disconnected with our guest. We'll just wait. In the meantime, our guests who have joined us, aren't you enjoying listening to Avijit, the great stalwart from Sydney, Australia, who has joined in? Okay, we have lost him, but of course he'll join in again. So we'll take him as soon as he joins in. So welcome everyone. I couldn't see much. Yes, Cheryl. Hi Bhashwati, how are you? Prashik More, hello. Thanks for joining in. It's wonderful to see. I'm talking about with my guest. My guest will join in once again. There are some network issues. Um, I just will wait a little bit for him. So, what about you all? What have you all been doing? Yeah, yes. Yeah, a little bit. We got disconnected with our guest. So, he's joining in. Yes, yes, yes. We got disconnected, Abhijit.
Yeah.
So it's okay. No issues. It happens. Technology is nowadays like this. I think I was talking about your this thing in Australia which you have taken, all the proceeds. So to tell to our audience once again, because we got disconnected with Abhijit, that Abhijit is donating everything nowadays to promise creative pursuits to the medical research and charity in Australia. So that is really something which I really bow down to you because it's really amazing and all your creative pursuits going for medical charity. How did this idea of donating everything for the medical charity come up to your mind? If you could just share with our audience, because I normally do some charity, but I do smile charity and time charity because right now I feel that donating a time, my ladies in my group, the moms and the mothers in my group nowadays have all joined in. They give their time for everyone. Even in the pandemic, we have been calling up all the age old people. We were talking with them for hours together and making them relax. So we have donated ourselves for the society. And you too are doing this part of gratitude. So I would just love to know, how did this initiative come in your mind?
Well, as it happens, about 10 years ago, my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so after that, she was lucky. She's fine after that. But after that, we decided that all proceeds from my concerts or anything that I create should go into cancer research in Australia. So that's what it started about 10 years ago. And since then, most of the proceeds from whatever I've done, concerts, my books that are released here, everything has gone to cancer research organizations in Australia. Even the first book that I wrote, on the opening, when the book was released that evening, my book was auctioned for cancer research, and I raised over $16,000 Australian dollars by the auctioning of the book, with a lot of generous friends and people, of course, in the audience. But yes, so like that, I feel, yeah, so that's the objective, even going forward, that most of the stuff that I do should raise some money for cancer research in the future.
What a highly humble personality, noble thought, and a noble. If every one of us can think like you, the world would have been a better place to live in by now. So it's not a force, but it should come genuinely from the heart, which you have done. So
Yes.
real gratitude to you and real humbleness for everything what you have been doing. So, just if you could read out some lines for us from the book which you have auctioned, if you have that book with you.
I don't have that book with me, but because I'm not at it is I've got some copies at work.
You told me.
Yeah, so I don't have that
So,
copy.
if you could read out something else written by you.
Yep.
If you have anything with you.
Yeah, I've got some. I do write poetry. I'm not. Look, I don't consider myself to be a poet, any side, but I do dabble in poetry, English poetry. And I usually write in a style which is called prose poems. So they are somewhere between prose and poetry. So that's what I write.
So you use
And
the free verse, right?
yeah, free verse. And I've written a few, which I'm hoping to publish in a collection. I'm, Rachana, I'm essentially a storyteller. So whether I'm singing or I'm writing a poetry or I'm writing a book, it's always about, or I'm painting, it's always about telling stories. So most of my poems, they always have a storyline built into them. I don't personally write abstract poetry. So there is always a storyline woven through my poems. I'll read just a little bit because my poems are long because they are
Yeah.
prose poems, but I'll just
Yes,
write.
got it.
I conceptualized two strangers meeting in a park, and it was a philosophical conjecture of something. Two entities in this world, which the poet tells you, but I saw those two important things as persons in park. Okay, so the poem is called The Two Strangers. Yeah, I'll just read a few, just the introductory lines from that here. So I've written this, I wrote a couple of years ago. Upon a brown broken bench on the green grasses of a sprawling park sat two visitors. One shriveled in clothes tattered, sad yet proud, and the other rotund, a perpetual smirk on a narcissic face. They spoke not for a while as vanity took its toll. And then, after minutes passed into a dreadfully dreary hour, the shriveled man glanced at the stout man and said in a voice quavering and curious, "I am sure," he said, "I have seen you before." The stout man, head at an arrogant angle, snorted, snarled, and sneered. "Of course you have," he replied in a voice rasping and curt. "I am everywhere. I am omnipotent, and my will spreads everywhere from lands ancient to modern day majestic metropolises." And then, as a spurious afterthought, he said, extending a hand, bejeweled, heavy towards the shriveled man, "By the way, my name is religion." Okay, so this is how my stories go or my poems go. There is always this one is more of a philosophical thing. And
Superb,
so
superb. The way you came back to that
yeah,
conclusion that I am religion. Yeah,
yes.
superb. Very nice. Superb.
So I
So
write a
that
lot of
is
prose poems.
yeah, I think that this telling a story with any means, that should be basically the main approach of the people who are into this art and literature, and
Mhm.
they should try to tell story to the public in whatever
Yes,
way and make them aware about the society, what is happening, how we are moving, and your concept of taking everything into a humorous note. I just love that angle also,
yes,
presenting everything, the satire also in a humorous note. So
mm,
that is really very nice, because sometimes people don't take the raw satire. They, if there is humor, sprinkles of humor here and
yes,
there,
yes,
they
yes,
love that, and you have been doing that with your works of art and stories, and especially your cartoons. I am really a fan of your cartoons. I have seen all the actually I have seen so many things and I've read so many things about you. So I don't know my audience will be knowing or not. You should just visit his website. Wikipedia is available. Everything you will know about Abhijit. Today we are just knowing little bit about him, but you will get to know a lot about this stalwart of musician who's sitting here, and the way he had crossed every hurdle of his life. Dreams cannot be impossible. And he is the man, if you read his life story, you will get to know what are the things he has kicked out of his life. And he came here to Sydney and he is right now in front of us, what we see him. So it was a long journey, Avijit. Just speaking about that in short, in Sydney, when you started, I know that it is very difficult to start coming from India and
Very
then
hard.
starting all over again, which we all fear. Because sometimes
Yes.
when my daughter right now is doing her PhD, she wants to go abroad, and we always tell her that why you want to go abroad, you have done here. So for PhD, why she has done MSc. So we have that fear how she will start there once again. So that
Yes.
is how did you do it? So that was one of our questions, that how did you start? How did you let all the hurdles go out of your way? Is there any
Hmm.
easy solution to it? Because we know there's problems which come on our way when we
Yes.
start in a new country. Even in a new state, we have small problems, but
Yes.
you here it is a country. So
Yep.
how did you tackle those?
Well, it is hard for everyone. It was very hard for me, especially because I had, when I left India, when I got my permanent residency in Australia, I just packed up everything and left. My wife, my daughter was very little at that time, and they were going to follow within a month. So I I never had any friends in Australia. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have a job. Um, I had just, after selling off a lot of things in India, I had $500 in my pocket, and I landed in Sydney without anything. And, and so it was extremely hard. On to top of, Australia does not recognize medical degrees. At that time, it did not. My wife is a doctor. So when she came a month later, they didn't recognize her medical degrees. So she had to study from scratch and pass her medical exams here. While I was working, fortunately for me, I found work very quickly. I came as an IT consultant here, so consulting in computing, and I got a job fairly easily. But it was very hard. So no money, not many friends, uh, studying all the time, little child. There is no in India. You have a lot of social support. There's always some close friends and family around you, so you can always ask for some help. Out here, there was nothing. So it was very, very hard. And just, I guess, sheer hard work and perseverance that's got us through. Very hard initially.
Hard work.
Very, very hard
Hard
work.
work and perseverance. Yes, these two
Yes,
are
very
the
hard
main
work.
qualities
Yeah, yes.
necessary for to achieve your dreams. If you give up
Anything.
in
Yep,
between,
that's
then
it.
then it is very difficult to achieve your dreams.
Yeah,
Hard
you
work
can't
and
do it.
perseverance will
Yep,
make you achieve.
yep,
So
absolutely.
I think you met some good people also on your way
Yes.
who made this your dream possible. So would you like to mention somebody in the initial stage when you were there in Australia struggling? Anybody who was really very close to you, and of course your family is there, your wife that is
Yeah,
there,
my wife and my
wife
daughter,
and
that's it.
daughter's support is there, yeah. And
We
then
met,
anybody else who really,
not
if you
really,
want
I
to
mean,
mention anybody.
not because you make friends, yes, but friendships, they can't really help you in your personal life. There is nothing you can do really. Um, it's too hard unless you go through that difficult phase. People don't realize how difficult it can be. But as I said, that I had friends. For example, um, I was somebody recognized me here in Sydney. You see, when I moved here, I left all my musical instruments, everything back home. I gave it away to friends because I thought, who's going to listen to me in Australia? And then somebody recognized me, and the person asked me. Actually, I was walking across the Harbour Bridge. I remember at that time going to work, and there's an Indian gentleman. I said, he said, "Are you Avijit?" I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Did you sing back in India?" And I said, Yes, I did." So somebody actually recognized me here. And
Wow.
and and then there was another gentleman who was here who used to be my IT manager back in 1979. He was in Sydney, and through a friend of mine, I just met him, and he said, "Look, I know that you used to sing. Why don't you sing at my place for a small group of friends?" That's how my singing started in Sydney. An absolute coincidence. Now, so there have been people
True.
who really have been very helpful in that way. Uh, they can't give you financial support, but they can give you moral
Yeah.
support, which becomes very important
Yeah.
at that stage in your life. Yes.
But I feel financial is also required sometimes because you have a small child at that days
Oh, yes.
and without and proper any establishment.
It's
So
very hard.
we have it's really difficult. I know when I came to
Very
Mumbai
hard.
myself, here not in Australia. Australia, of course, it will be double the difficulties. So I'm just talking. I shifted. I was in Assam, so I came to Mumbai with my small child in my arms, just I think 1 month old child, and with my husband and one only a bag in my hand. So in Mumbai, from Assam to Mumbai, in India itself, in the same country, of course, then it was very difficult, and I had to
It
move
is.
out of the house and do all the other things. I know it's very difficult, and we need only focus and hard work and perseverance. So if our goals are achieved, I remember my parents telling me, "Come back. What you are doing there in Mumbai, there's nothing left there. You just, people have a lot of things to say, Avijit. They keep on making you feel down that you cannot do anything. But today, whatever I'm doing in Mumbai, it's all because of my perseverance, hard
Yes.
work, and
Yes.
whatever I did. I just, when I look back beyond, my daughter right now is doing a PhD, and she is the university topper, Mumbai University topper. I am a
Hmm.
lecturer here, and but then all this I did it, and when I remember about those, I did not mention about anyone, but yes, people are there who keep on telling that you cannot do anything, come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
What has made you go there? So it happens XYZ, but it is real struggle which you did it and you achieved today. If you could have said that no, we will go back, then probably we would not meet the Avijit we are meeting right now today. So that is what I want my audience to know, that dreams
Yes.
will be fulfilled only with your hard work and perseverance. And
Absolutely.
continuously, if you
Absolutely.
can just keep on doing that, just stick to that, and you can. So moving ahead, Avijit, what was the best compliment which you got because you got the most prestigious Australian award? So if you can share with us any of the compliment which was really very close to your heart, any compliment, because you are a famous personality and always you get a lot of compliments. Every day probably you get 10, 20 compliments always, but which was the best one which really made you really feel very touched, that yes, this compliments had
You
any
know,
any compliment would you love to share?
yes, sometimes in the early part of my career here in Australia, when I started drawing and a lot and writing, and you see, there is never a commercial value to arts. It's very hard to get a commercial value. So there is no surety that if you draw, you become a painter or a singer, or that you'll make good money out of it. That is, it's like shooting in the dark, and a very few, maybe a 1% of creatives make commercial value out of it.
Okay, so again there's some network issues. We'll wait for our guest to join in again. It's actually very late night there in Australia. Vijay, actually we missed out a little bit. There was some connectivity error. If you could
Yeah, yeah.
just continue this. Yeah.
So I was just wondering about the commercial values of what I do. And my wife once mentioned, just in passing, that if arts could pay money, you would be a multi-billionaire by now, right? So that edged me on. I said, "Oh, yep, that sounds good to me." So and she said this because she knows, and as I know, that there is no commercial value to music or the arts. It's very hard. I'm one of the lucky few who's got some commercial value out of music and the arts, but I have seen people struggling. So as you said, people should keep on dreaming, but unfortunately, in this line, in the creative fields, even if your dreams come true, I've seen people living rather sad existences, as artists, as musicians, very hard. But yes, that was, if you call a compliment, yeah, that was nice. That was good to hear.
Yes, that and superb. And coming from your better half, a compliment like that, it really is an honest compliment. It's nothing which is artificial or something like that. It's a real honest compliment. So you have been complimented by your wife. So is there any critic in your life whom you would just love to mention? Because we all
Yes,
need critics, which moves
of
us
course, of course.
ahead in our life.
My wife is my
So
best critic. She is my best critic. I always listen to her when she has gone with me to thousands of concerts, right? My concerts, and she has seen everything. She has seen me right from my early days in India and to the time I've been on stage with Ghulam Ali and Anup Jalota. I've played with them, and she has seen it all. And so whenever there is a concert or um, songs or something that I have to decide on, I always ask her. She is not a musician, by the way, but she looks at music or what I do from the audience point of view, and she gives me the perfect judgment of what's good, what I should do, what I shouldn't do. So she is the best critic I have, the best. And
super,
the good
super.
thing is that she's not a musician or an artist, so she looks at it from the perspective of a
Yes,
common person. It's the best way to get a gauge of the audience. She's the best
yes.
critic for me. Mm.
True, true, true. Very true. And family members are the best. My daughters are
Oh
my
yeah,
best critic.
oh
They
yeah,
they
they are.
always keep on telling me that, "Mummy,
Yes,
what same word, amazing
yes.
adjectives, whichever I use." After every interviews, they will tell me, "Mummy, wasn't there a better word for it?" What? So I just try to listen, but every time I forget, Abhijit, what to do. So the adjectives which come out of my mind again after every session, my daughters will tell me, "Mummy, you have only one adjective, amazing and beautiful and superb." And these are the adjectives. There are so many other words. Find out the synonyms of it. And they give me the words, but somehow I tend to forget. I don't know how. Because, yes, they are the good. Coming back to that, I don't want to debar from the point which we are talking. Yes, our
So
family members are the real
yeah,
critics.
they're the best.
And they are the best, and they will not give us some sugar coated anything or
No, no,
something
no,
which
they
will
won't.
make us they will rightly tell us what is
Yes,
there and what we need to work on.
of
So that
course,
is what
of
I
course.
too believe. So that
Yes,
is
yes,
a very nice thing which you have
absolutely.
shared with us. So I just wondering, because you are from the musical field, because I'm not from the musical field. Still there are certain songs which always gives me motivation. So is there any song which you sing all the time which gives you motivation? And if you could sing that for us, whenever you are
Um,
depressed, whenever
yeah,
you are happy, which is the
yeah.
song which you would love to sing?
Well, there are many, many songs that I sing because I sing all the time at home.
Yeah, we have some network issues once again. But don't go anywhere, audience. Vijay will be singing his song, which gives him little. Actually, Avijit, we missed out. We
Yes.
missed out a little bit. Again, you went disconnected. So if you could just start from the
Yep.
point where we had,
Yeah.
yeah.
You see, the songs that I'm fascinated with are always those songs which have good poetry. So
Okay.
I define myself as a bol pradhan singer. So where poetry takes the front line. Yeah. So sometimes we might have noticed that there are some singers who are good singers, but somehow in order to show the strength of the melody or how much modulations they can do, they destroy the poetry, and that should never be, at least not for me. For whatever I sing, the poetry always remains in the forefront. Absolutely. So there are many songs which I do, and um, you know, there is one Jagjit Singh song which I sing in many of my concerts because people love it, and I do that. Songs like this, this is the song which I perform at
I
many
know.
places because it gives me pleasure. Because the poetry is good, I love the song. So songs like that. There are many hundreds of such songs I used to.
Superb. Jagjit Singh. Jagjit
Yeah,
Singh is really super. Pankaj Udas was
yeah,
also there.
yeah,
I
yeah,
I
yeah.
love his some of them also. I love
Oh yeah,
to
very nice. Yes,
those
very
also.
nice, very nice.
And both of them, Jagjit Singh and Pankaj Udas.
Of course, yeah, yeah.
I just love. Of course, you keep on singing this, and in these are the musics which gives positivity all the time. In
Yes, to
whichever
me at
situation
least.
you are, whichever mood you are. Yeah,
Yes,
even to me, that is I wanted to know from you too.
yes.
Which are the music which really brings you back to the positivity. So thank you very much for sharing that two lines with
So,
us too. Thank you so much. What idea do you have about the fast music nowadays? The music
oh,
which
that's
is
fine.
in the
I have
yeah.
I do a lot of concerts or where I do sing new songs because that's the commercial demand of the market. And I sing and I am
Mm-hmm.
on stage with musicians and singers who are, they are the same age as my daughter or even younger than her. So I do sing and I do perform with them new songs, and because I play a lot of instruments, so I play modern instruments, I play synthesizers, I play a lot of stuff. But then I have nothing against music, as long as that music has got quality. So if I were to
Okay.
compare, if I were to compare older music of the golden era of music to the modern music, the percentage has shifted of quality.
Mm.
So the
Yes.
number of songs, if you take up 50 songs, 50 new songs, and 50 very old songs, you'll probably find about 40 of the old songs are very good in terms of poetry and melody. And of the new songs, possibly 10% that really impress you. You know what I mean? So the
I
percentage has
understood.
shifted. And,
Yes.
and the percentage has shifted because there is the quality both of the music, the melody, and the poetry both have gone down. Poetry poetry started going down first, by the way, in Bollywood before the music. So poetry started coming down, followed by the music. So if you
I
look at
just don't.
yes,
Yeah. Please continue. Continue. I'll say
yeah,
afterwards. Yeah.
if you listen to modern songs, the impact is not there because there are several reasons. Even good songs, some excellent songs are lost because they are played part by part in the movie, sometimes in the background.
Mm.
So it's not always that somebody sings it on screen nowadays. It's used in the background or parts of it, one part in the beginning, later on. So what happens? The song loses its identity. The poetry gets fractured across the movie. Those things are actually, and therefore, because of this, because songs don't have identities, that's why the songs, their lifespan is very short now, very short. So within 3 months,
Yes.
4 months, the songs are gone. And there are songs I sing which were composed 50 years ago. I still sing them and the audience still
Well,
enjoy them. Yes. That's the
yeah,
difference.
very true, very true.
Yeah.
I was just coming about that only. I know my daughters, they love, I don't know, the new singer, I'll forget, sorry. Uh, they are not here. The new rock bands
Yes.
that who is quite now. My daughter is not here. I forgot the gang of boys who keeps on singing. She is a fan of that, and whenever that song comes out, I just forgot that name of the people. I really am very sorry about that. Very famous they are. Of course, they are this thing. And they keep on
Yes.
listening to that. Okay, very good, no issues. But when it comes to old music, Ravindra Sangeet, because I am a lover, though they say that, Mama, you are from the ancient times. I said that, see, I don't know ancient times or modern times, but the music is something which should really touch your heart. Anything you sing, you can sing a Bhupenda's song, Bhupen Hazarika's, any song you sing, oh Ganga to me, that song, I really, Mahabahu, Brahmaputra, because I'm from Assam, so I know
Yes.
Assam is also quite a lot. So that those songs, when I listen to them, I keep it on loud note, with the intention as a parent that my daughter should learn all this song and this should go in their mind rather than the rock bands. So what do you think, Abhijit? Is it good as a parent? What advice would you like to? Because you are a musician, that listening to rock bands, I don't know, somehow that rhythm, the poetry, something is, which you said, which whatever you said is really true. The that is missing, and then about the something called new form which has come up called rapping. Is that a song or is that a musical transformation? But somehow I get connected only with whatever you said 50 years ago, those songs. And I have also seen that when I play those songs, my daughters somehow they start humming that, so they get attracted to those old songs also, rather than the new ones. The new ones just comes and goes. So it's like turn the page and the new day, new song. But the old
Yes.
songs remains the same. So
Yes.
we keep on playing those songs again and again. So is it right for every parent that they should train their children about the old music, classical music, and forget about or try to change the channel about the fast music? Because
Yeah.
children
It's a.
nowadays they love to listen to the fast music, and we feel that those are loud music. It will bang on their brain, and it will, instead of giving positivity, it will change the dimension of the brain. So I feel somehow that those bands, like how you sang the Jagjit Singh song, this can be listened again and again and again and again. How many times, n number of times you play that song in front of
Yes.
us,
Yes.
no one is going to feel at all uncomfortable about it. We will rather go deeper and delve into the rhythm about the song. But when we listen to a rock band which is going on, so what advice would you like to give to the parents? So coming back to, because I keep on floating too much away from the point. So coming back to my question is that a very simple thing. What advice would you like to give to the parents who are very much concerned about the children right now? What type of music should be preferred for the children?
It's very. I think it's very hard for the parents to convince their children about music. Music is, I think, a personal choice, and also it's generational. So it's also a matter of peer pressure. So when the youngsters, their friends listen to the similar music, so it's all peer pressure. So they feed off each other more than anything else. So I find it. Many parents have asked me, and I tell them that, look, it's very hard to enforce your choice of music onto the next generation. It's really, really hard, because our
Yeah,
generation, we grew up with good music and good poetry. So many of the rock bands, they have lost that sense of poetry, you know, absolutely lost senses. So they just patch together words and form songs. That's what they do nowadays, because they want instant
yeah,
success. Okay, and also the rhythms are louder, and that appeals to the newer generation.
now,
Okay, they're
now,
louder, and that's come from more of the Western rock music and rock and pop music, not pop but rock music. But so every parent, even you will find it very hard to convince them. Very, very hard. Yes, rap music has come from originally. If you look at the history of rap music, it was from the Black Americans. They started rap music, and rap music was started as a social movement against racism, against oppression, against poverty. That's how rap music came into the picture. But now rap has come to India or gone to India and has taken a form which is, I think, some of the stuff is utter nonsense that they say it's rap, but it's truly remarkably nonsensical, if you ask me. Because the original, if some of the people who do rap, they should go back and study the history of rap, where it came from, why was it done, and use rap in our music to do the same. Why don't you use rap to do some social movements like what it was before about poverty? But now it's all nonsense. They have got confused. Doing rap. They just use rap as just one of the elements of rock music. But rap has quite an interesting history, actually, which people have forgotten back in India now. They have forgotten.
Very, very true, very true. And it is really humorous to say that because I don't have a good voice. I have a teacher's voice. So looking at those rap songs, I feel that I can also start singing.
That's
That
right. That's
get
right.
up, wake up,
That's right.
get up,
Yeah,
sit down,
yeah,
stand up.
it's amazing.
That is rap.
That's
So I
ridiculous.
tell my daughters, how can you listen for so long? All this, okay, once or twice to dance or the rhythm,
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
this loud noise, it
yeah.
makes you dance automatically, even if you
Yes,
don't want to dance. So, okay, that's a different thing. But how can you listen to, all the time putting that earplugs on your head, right now sitting at home, continuously listening to those music when I just take one earplug from them and I put it, and that loud music, my God, what was that? That music only, re-vibrations come inside. That how can you listen continuously with that earplug? Something like Jagjit Singh is preferably good, soothing. Kishore Kumar's romantic
yes,
songs, probably you just put it in your earplug and you listen. So my daughters will come and listen to my earplug and Mama, let me listen about. Oh, Mama, you and your old Kishore Kumar and all those songs. So I said that see, it should heal your soul. Music's meaning is what?
yeah,
Healing the soul. So
yes,
something which is soft, nothing classical. I don't want that.
yes,
Yes, I don't want the parents because we have mothers in our group. So the parents keep on asking me. So it's not that classical always, but yes, something which is soft because music
yeah,
should be healing. So
yes,
something, I don't know if loud music can heal. I don't have any idea. So that is why I was asking you that if loud music can heal, especially the rap, which you said. I hope right now our students who are singing rap will also understand the motive behind rap, as Avijit said just now. And
yes,
listening from him, I hope you all will turn and try to bring. Many of my students do a lot of rap. They write and they rap it. So it's for you all, as Avijit said, that you should rap for a cause. Rap because that's the history of rap. So when you're
yes,
rapping, just see that you have a cause behind it, whether it's poverty, whether it's anything, whichever you want. See that that motive has been built out whenever you are doing a rapping. It
yeah.
should not be just for fun. So thank you so much, Avijit. I don't know, I have taken a lot. I know it's very late night there. So you can, I'll just try to wind up a little bit of a small poem from A.G. Cobb, which always was very close to my heart too. You can dream as high as the stars, hoping it can heal the scars, boxes that will never be filled, and wishes that aren't grounded. Dreams are not meant to be fulfilled, but seem to only shatter the tender hearts. Ambitions are placid and can make thy man contented. It all starts in the heart, soon continues in the mind. Once goals are to be passed, then you can cheer for all your hard doings. So that was an amazing session with
Yes.
you, Avijit. And we had a lot of important things to be known from you about music and how it heals the soul and about your dreams and you already told our audience that you have more dreams to be achieved. So dreams can never have a full stop. Till the end of our lives, we always keep on dreaming. So thank you very much. So we would love to know from you, any message would you like to give to the mothers, to the parents who are watching us, and even the younger children, younger generation? What would be your message in regards to music as well as arts?
Well, music and arts, like anything else in life, needs, first of all, it needs a bit of skill from your side. Like if you're a mathematician, there's a bit of skill within you which pushes you towards mathematics. Similarly for singing or for painting. But that is one side of the story. But skill alone only goes so much in life. The rest is sheer hard work, constant hard work. So I cannot, even today, I can't say, I've done a lot of music. It's all right, I don't want to do any more. Even though I want to do concerts, that's not hard. So I have to keep on working. So my advice, I always tell people that keep on working away. You can't stop your work. You have to work very hard. And as you said, persevere. Because when you dream, when you hope, when you achieve a dream, there will be pitfalls. Okay, you will fall down. So, but the ability to get up and still continue with your dream, that's very important. That's where perseverance comes in. So you have the skill, you have hard work, and then perseverance. If you keep doing this for long periods of your time, the chances of success pretty high.
Very true, very true. Thank you so much for that wonderful advice. And those who are pursuing music now in the younger stage, especially for the parents, I hope you have understood Avijit's message for you. And even what he had said, we cannot force anyone with any music. So I just hope everything is clear to you, what Avijit has said about his message. And Avijit, any message for the youngsters who are pursuing their career in the drawing and the paintings? Because we have a lot of painters also in our group who are pursuing,
Yes,
and
yes.
they are there. So any advice to them?
Well, if you're doing music or painting, do it every day. Okay. So
Okay.
you can't have a rule saying, I haven't done painting for last 10 days, so I'll sit down today and do 10 hours of painting. It doesn't work like that. Or music, you haven't done music for a month and you say, today I'm going to practice for 10 hours. It doesn't work like that. So whatever you do, whatever line you're pursuing, music or painting, you have to do it every day, every single day. If you're drawing, you have to keep on drawing something every day. If you're doing music, you keep on doing every day. Some time of your day must be spent in that. That's my advice. Every day, as regular as possible. Yeah.
Regularity is very important. Thank you
Very,
so
very
much, Avijit,
important.
for a wonderful, wonderful time. And all the way, we know
Thank you.
Sydney, it's very late night. Thank you so much for your precious time and wonderful insight. So, our viewers, do keep supporting us and do like and follow us also. So, till the next week, stay safe, stay happy, and chase your dreams and be regular with your dreams. So, thank you so much, Avijit,
Thank you.
for spending
Thanks,
your
Rachana.
time with us.
Thank you. Thanks
Wonderful.
a
I
lot.
was just thinking about it, and when you said you won't be able to come, so I was a little sad. But then I thought, okay, if Abhijit is coming or not coming, to be or not to be, that is the question. So then finally you said that I'll join in. So thank you so much, Abhijit. It was
You're
really
welcome.
wonderful knowing you as
Thank
your
you.
person
Thank you.
and knowing about your dreams. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot,
Bye
Rachana.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye.